I think there's a pretty sad thing at the moment where a lot of people define their body and their lives by their limitations, like, you know, I'm inflexible, I'm not very strong, I could never do that, I'm not coordinated. It's fucking bullshit. You can learn anything you decide to stick in and start to learn. It may not come straight away. Like, some people are talented and they're like fortunate enough to pick things up straight away. I'm definitely not one of them. Like, everything I've ever learned, I've learned the hard way, smashing my head against the wall 100 times till I found a door. Part of the reason when I like to tell my story is because I think it's a pathway that most people have come through, especially males. You go to the gym when you're younger to try and get bigger for whatever reason. That's your primary purpose. That's all you really care about. It's how you look, it's how big you are, and then you kind of move away from that if you're lucky. Some people don't. I was pretty happy to step back from that scene. Just through wanting to learn more about my own body, wanting to break through some plateaus in terms of what weights I could lift and injuries that I was constantly getting, I slowly got more into like the world of Ido Portal. Started 2014, I went to Movement X, and despite being quite big and quite strong, I was absolutely useless at everything that I got shown because it was dependent on like straight arm strength, mobility, body awareness, all that kind of stuff, and it was just completely different. So that was for me a really big one. To think myself so fit, so strong and so capable, and to be made pissed by something as simple as scat push-ups or active and passive hanging was like a really, really big wake-up call. When I did Movement X, like, I remember leaving it and thinking like I want to do everything I can to sort of be in the world of this, and then I just never looked back since. There's a lot of people that have good physiques, have shit movement. So people will train a certain way to look a certain way, and they'll never develop anything beyond the sets and reps required for a bench press, bicep curl, tricep extension, that kind of stuff. I was saying to a friend of mine just today actually, like, if you haven't grown or changed in the last 6 months, there's something seriously wrong. If you haven't grown or changed in the last 6 years, there's something seriously wrong. There's something admirable in someone who's constantly evolving and constantly changing what they're doing. It's one of the things about like a video like this, like, it's a really good snapshot about how I think and how I feel now. Ask me the same questions to give you the same story in about 6 months' time, and it probably will have changed, and I think that's the way that it should be. My name is Robson, and I am a senior coach at Aspen Coaching.